You're welcome to the Brazilian quarters. We had a lot of tea here. It was due to inter-tribal wars, that broke up the old Oyo Empire. So that led to men, women, children, kings, chiefs, grandma, grandpas, they were taken away as slaves. This is what this one depicts.
So this is the inter-tribal war. So these are their own different tribes, people kidnapping of people of opposing tribes.
Exactly. So that was when they had when the war began, it led to this.
Okay.
You understand? It led to kidnapping and selling out people as slaves. You understand? So and this is how they were transported.
Oh, can we go to that?
So this is how they were transported from the hinterland.
Transported.
To the mainland.
Okay, by their own people.
Yes, by their own people. Some white as well.
Some whites, okay.
So this is how they were taken, involved from the canoe to the ship. See, a lot of them were transported down to South America, where they began to work in the sugarcane plantation. So in Brazil, in 1835, we had the Nago uprising. That's it's also known as Malay Revolt, where slaves were demanding for freedom and they were requesting to go back to their homeland. So after that, some bought their freedom, some were born there. Those that were born there are known as assimilados, and those that were freed slaves, were known as emancipados. So this was when they came back to West Africa, Lagos. You can see that they came and they were westernized.
Yeah. These are some of the chains they used to hold the slaves. Jai, please do not worry. You are not a slave and you will not be a slave in Jesus' name.
I'm showing the totality of how tight and heavy it is, how much weight it has to it. Just some simple, it's heavy.
Of course it will be heavy. I'm sure it was very painful.
Yes, extremely.
Yeah, wow. And I think these are the ones they used to put on the shoulder.
The shoulders.
Yeah, so they put your hand through it and then on your shoulder, so you hold your hand up.
Terrible.
Very terrible.
What's the significance of the cow's head?
This is the image of our community.
Interesting.
This is the symbol. The bull.
Brazilian. Makes sense.
You get to know about the history of that shortly. So this, when ancestors came back to Lagos, they came back and they had a union called União Descendants Brasileiro, because that's the Brazilian Descendants Union anyway. And their motto was Dum Spiro Spero, when there is life, there's hope.
Dum Spiro Spero.
So it transformed into the Brazilian Descendants Association Lagos, which your mom is a member now. So, and our motto is not for us, but for the future generation.
I like that. That's very nice.
So, and this one is the history of Sangros Market. This place was, this is the original Sangros Market. It was built by this man called Papa João Agusto do Sangrono. You understand? So the anglicized version is Sangros. The real name for that market is Sangrono. So it was built by this man called Ajibe Kunjibao, who hailed from Iseyin, in Oyo State. So and he had 3 daughters. The first one got married to Ramon Campos. The second one, Mrs. Joanna Aguda, got married to the Phillips. That Bogbolomo, you know, because he wanted a male child. So when he gave birth to this woman, he came to tell him that you know, his wife has put to bed. And they said, but you know, she's a female. They said, Bogbolomo Jari. So that was how they had
What does that mean?
Bogbolomo.
All of them are
All
kids.
of them are children.
Ah.
Male and both. So the history of this book, you know, is the history of Carnival in Lagos, Nigeria. Carnival started in this community by the Afro-Brazilians. That was what they brought back from Brazil. What they actually brought back were not these costumes and all these things. This was what they brought back. This was what transformed into all this Carnival thing. It's called the Brazilian Bumba Mibo. You see? So this is the book.
Boomba me boy.
So they came with Ogongo, that's the ostrich. They came with Eshin, they came with Obo, they came, you know, with different, you know, things. And after like about 40 years or there, about many years, let me just not just, you know, say, you know, for many years, you know, the Bumba Mebo was absent, you know, from the public. So that led to.
Does this still happen?
Sorry?
Does
this
it
still happen?
Carnival still happen?
Yes. Every Easter Monday, every 25th of December, and every 1st of January.
Interesting.
So that come Brazilian
Yeah.
cultures. You see, this is the history. So it was brought back from Brazil, from Bahia, by the Brazilian municipalities in 19. The first time it officially displayed in Lagos was sometime in the last 4 decades of the 19th century, followed by other documented years of 1881, 1887, and 1888. And it continued to later years before the Brazilian Bumba Mebo was absent from the public for many years. The reason for its absence, we do not know, but its absence paved the way for different carnival associations to be formed. And that was how Carnival started in Nigeria.
Interesting.
So this is for the female.
Yeah, I see it.
So they wear this during the carnival.
Yeah.
It's very colorful.
Wow. Jai, this is for you. This is the male one.
What's orientation? Is this the
I don't know.
On your head.
So,
This looks like a relative.
It must be.
this is Papa Edmond João Agusto, who was an alternate the Holy Cross Cathedral. So this was a family house that has been demolished. This is
On what street do you
Bambushi.
So whenever we talk about my family history, we always talk about Bamboshi Street and Odulami Street.
So
I can see the resemblance.
Really?
so this is the house of Ramon Campos, the one I told you that was sold.
Yes.
You remember?
Yeah.
In front of that upper campus square. This is the house that was built in front of before it was sold out. This is where Ramon Campos lived. He owned this land where the filling station is. So, and he was an Abadasha merchant. He's very wealthy. So,
Haberdasher, what's that?
Abadasha, I think, tailoring, fabric, and was very rich anyway. He was a rich man. One from Cuba, and the other one returned from Brazil. That's Ramon Campos, and this is Hilario Campos. You understand?
Okay, so there were 2 batches of returnees from
Yes,
abroad.
we had some Cuban returnees. But
Interesting.
the most famous amongst them is Hilario Campos. He's the owner of Cuban Lodge. He's the owner of Cuban Lodge.
Oh, I've seen it before.
So most likely, you could just walk past. You know.
Along with your apple.
So we are taking a tour of the Afro-Brazilian quarters in Lagos Island. Say hi, Jai.
Hey everyone, how you doing?
Bolu, say hi. upper campus square.
And the second campus that I was talking about, that's his house. The house has been sold and the house has been demolished and rebuilt. So this is the family that bought the house. This was where Ramon Campos' house was situated. And then he owns this land. You know, there are two versions to the establishment of this place. One is that he owned the land, you know, and created it for recreational purpose. And then the second one was that this place was the first place the Afro-Brazilians settled when they came into the eastern part of Lagos Island. So those are the two versions of stories that we have about the upper campus. However, the place has, you know, has become an event center. You know, it's for community use. You know, party events and every other thing. You know. So and it has been like that. You know, for many years. So you can see what it looks like now. The place has just been renovated. So I have to walk down to Obailinde. I have to walk down to, this is the northern border, Bangoshi, and we have to walk down again to God Street.
Yeah, it's a lot.
This house belongs to Josiah Harrison Duarte, the man, the Duarte that everybody knows in Lagos. You understand? This is the house of the man.
That's the Duarte.
That's his father. The same Duarte, just one Duarte we have in Lagos. So that's it.
Does the family still own the house?
Yes, of course.
Oh, okay, so they're renting it out.
In fact, they are one of the families in Lagos, you know, that have preserved, you know, the original, you know, structure of their houses. They keep on maintaining it. They keep on
inside. Is it Brazilian?
No.
Nigerian.
They broke down the houses and built what?
Kind of houses.
These ones here.
You see them. Although some of the houses are weak,
Oh, okay.
they need to be rebuilt.
I see.
This is what you want to.
What?
This house is what I want to show you. It's one of the Brazilian.
Interesting. You know who the house belonged to? Williams family. Oh. Wow. So this house must be really old.
Yes. It's called Hepzibah.
It's called what?
Hepzibah.
Hepzibah. How old would you estimate that it is?
I wouldn't know, to be very honest. I made this house when I was still in primary school.
Oh, wow.
So, and I guess Albert Macaulay designed the house.
Oh.
Why the Jewish symbol?
In fact, that's the yes.
Because that name Hepzibah sounds Jewish.
So exactly, and that's Israeli.
Yeah, Judaism.
So let me take you to one of the pride.
Oh, interesting. What is is this an Afro-Brazilian house as well?
Yes, it is. It's owned by the Coca family.
Okay.
Wow. I think the house was built in the 1940s.
So somebody just bought it and repainted it.
Loving Lagos just acquired this. They had to bring it back to the old Brazilian.
That's including the colors as well.
No, they created the colors, but this is the original architecture. This is the house of Candido Darucha.
Ah.
also known as Casa de Agua. That's water house. You know, it was the one who started selling water in Lagos. The first borehole. They had the borehole of selling water. It was very rich. And this is the Holy Cross Cathedral. When they came back, you know, they were master bricklayers, you know, they were artisans. So they came back with you know, building construction skills and knowledge. So they built the Popo Cathedral, Holy Cross Cathedral. You can see the house of Aguda. You see that it's quite different from what the locals would have built. So, and this one is called.
So that they were mostly slaves during sugarcane. So were some of them bricklayers in Brazil and Cuba? Because how do they learn how to build these?
Yeah, some worked as laborers, you know, in these fields, and some were, you know, working with the white people. So that was how they acquired these skills and knowledge. You understand?
Yeah.
So this is Shikabe Mosque. This one is situated around Oluwole, going to Balogo side. It was built by João Agusto.
Your relative?
That family is very rich.
It's very rich.
So, and this one has been demolished. This one is
Wow.
known as
This is so beautiful.
very, very beautiful. You see the original picture. It has been demolished in 2016 on the day of Ileya.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why did they demolish it?
I don't know, they just came with the money. And this house, according to what we know, is supposed to be a cultural center, just like what they have. So this house was one that was actually, you know, designed or projected, you know, for that purpose.
Yeah.
So it was owned by the grandfather of Chibolade Fernandez. It was built by his great-grandfather, João Fernandez. And then João Fernandez was the father of Canute Fernandez. Canute is the father of Chibolade. After a while, I guess the property was transferred to the Olaya family. I think in 1935, if I'm not mistaken.
So much history.
This place used to be the headquarters of where they recruit sailors to other parts of the world.
So what did they build after they demolished it?
So it's still there.
So they just demolished it and didn't do anything?
They've not built anything.
Wow.
In fact, the Brazilian consulate, the former consul general, Maria, something I can't remember. In fact, they were, you know, they were waiting to get about, I think, $100,000 or $150,000. In fact, the process was already done.
To restore it?
Yes, to restore it.
Wow.
So they were crying that day when they came. They were crying. They were shedding tears.
Wow.
Monument. It's just at the heart of Tinubu.
Wow.
In fact, it was the beauty of Tinubu.
Yeah, the church is right there. So we won't be able to record it. We're not going to be able to record inside the church.
He is also an Afro-Brazilian at Mr. Branco.
Ah, good afternoon, sir. Fine, thank you.
Augusto. Augusto
Fine, thank you, sir. Nice to meet
is
you.
the landlord.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I will do pounded yam and egusi.
Okay. That is no more pandeyam.
Sorry.
No, you can change two to a bar for me.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Is this all for you?
No,
No, it's for three of us now.
Oh, okay.
Maybe
Pounded yam, right?
Are you going
Yeah.
to eat amala or
Pounded yam. He said he wants pounded yam.
And the fish is enough for 3 of us.
Yeah, that's 3 fish.
I don't know why she said she pounded it with her hands.
3 fish. 3 fish.
Yeah.
So how much is everything?
Is it with fish? I don't want fish.
You don't want fish.
Is that beef?
Beef.
Is that beef, man?
Yes, assorted. Cow leg, shaki.
Wow. Thank you. This is wow.
Wow.
Wow. And your egusi. So this is for Pulu. Pulu, I have to taste this fish.
Can taste it.
And more egusi for and meat for me. Pounded yam. And Madame pounded with her hands. Oh, this is Eba.
That's yes.
Peter, I'm battery.
Still Eba. Pulu, how do you feel about this food you're about
I
to chow?
feel like the food has no chance.
Yeah, the food has no chance. You are bigger than this. You are bigger than the
The
food.
food is going to.
And
it's
then
not
the
going to
pounded yam.
survive.
And Jais. Jais said he doesn't know how to eat with his hands.
I said I don't eat with my hands usually. I think by natural instinct, we not eat with our hands, just naturally.
Actually, no, the African natural instinct is to eat with our hands.
Yeah, by natural.
Thank you, ma. Eshe.
I just want to eat.
And that concludes our
It's
tour.
recording me, just so you know. So.
Oh wow. And that concludes our tour of Lagos Island Brazilian quarters. There's so much more to see, but we couldn't see because it was hot. But we really enjoyed it and we loved our tour. Yeah.
And what were your favorite parts of today?
What was my favorite part? The church. The Catholic church was really beautiful. We couldn't go inside because they were having mass, and we couldn't really take pictures or videos also because they were having mass. But yeah, it was a really beautiful building. The food was amazing. We had Maureen's kitchen, pounded yam, and the egusi was. You all should come and try it. This is Catholic Mission Street in Lagos Island, so yes, definitely come and try it. And what else? The history was amazing. Learning stuff is always great. I love it. And yeah, expand your wealth of knowledge. Bye bye.